anyone that's been
Your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy Sports Today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on the Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss-hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
It's InGame Live, prime time, here on the grid, hour number 1 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, and more importantly, betting on the world of sports. Ah, yes. Little same-game parlay, Black Clouds, baseball. Got a Wimbledon tennis parlay that can't lose, just cannot lose. We got, what else do we get? We got just about everything here, including the Black Cloud, which found a way to lose last night, and a little SGP action for tonight. So, without further ado, we got a bunch of games going on. Mr. Sharapan rocking the minor league outfit. Whoa, a little AAA in play for you later on tonight, I see.
Yes, sir. We're going straight from the end of the show right to the ballpark here in Las Vegas. Aviators. July 3rd is fireworks night. So big fireworks display, family tradition. We go. It's only 1:16 outside. So this becomes a real test to sit there and watch a baseball game. I'm hoping it's an under so we get to the fireworks sooner and can get back in the air conditioning.
116. I mean,
yes, sir.
But it is July 3rd, not July 4th. Do they not have a home game tomorrow that they have the fireworks tonight? Or they just figure no one's going to show up on the actual July 4th?
No, that is correct, sir. No home game tomorrow. So they got the game tonight. I think the total is 14.5. I checked it this morning. I haven't checked it recently, but I'm hoping it goes under. The ball flies out of that ballpark, though. If the A's ever come here, you're going to have to really going to have to learn how to adjust the numbers if the A's come here in a few years. But I don't know. I mean, one place you don't have to adjust the numbers is Wrigley Field, right? Wrigley Field.
Right.
Do you have to adjust the numbers? I mean, you have to adjust the numbers down because you got – are these two aces, Wetzel? Oh, I know Wheeler is. Is Imanaga classified as an ace?
Yeah, I would think so. You know, he's definitely struggled a little bit his last couple of starts, the last month or so, compared to the first 6-7 starts that he had. To me, he's almost unbettable at this point. You know, one day he's great, the next day he's god-awful. There is no middle ground with him. So, it's a gamble no matter what you do, but it really is a true gamble because, like I said, he's either given up 7 runs or he's given up 1 or none. I mean, it really is. It's weird with this guy. So, We were on the Phillies last night. I guess if you had to, you'd be on them again tonight.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I mean, 23-15 road record right there. Good job, boys. Cubs 22-19 at home. Depleted Phillies lineup, so the price is over adjusted, and it worked last night. I mean, this might be the best price of the entire season on Zach Wheeler, and a lot of people are suckers for good prices. I like good prices, like everybody else. So, yeah, this feels like Phillies. It's Phillies or pass. You can't take the Cubs and like lay 0-1 or 0-2, whatever the number is right now. No chance.
Right. It is amazing, isn't it? There are certain things. I would say for the most part, having computers that you have access to 24/7 is a positive thing for the gambler. But there are a few negative things, and one of those is negative odds on both teams. I know you would get that at Pick'em. It's minus 110 both teams, but you see a lot more like minus 120 or minus 118 on one club. And then instead of being plus 102, 103, 104, they'll throw you minus 104, 105 on, in this case, the Cubs. Like you're laying odds no matter which team. You don't get that with your local Louis the Lip. It's either, minus 6 or even, or minus, 6.5, whatever the number would be, but you're always getting that plus. Yeah, you don't get that with the computers all the time.
No, and I think that's the state of the legal market. It's almost like they've gone a little too far in that regard. I don't think it's necessary. Right. There should always be a counterbalance, but I mean, when you use a dime line, minus 105, minus 105 on both sides, and by the time you get to 110, it should be even, but if it's less than 110, it's a little minus. It's okay. I mean, we're not going to worry about that with the Padres and the Rangers game. That's for sure. This one here, wow. The computer picked the Padres. They're a big plus tonight. Is this you just go with Gray and you take the Rangers? I don't think it's that easy.
I'm surprised the computer picked the Padres, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was on San Diego last night. They lost. So maybe it's time to jump off the Padres. Very streaky team. The Rangers, all of a sudden, are only 7 back. I know that's a lot, but, the Mariners' lead is down to 3, Dave. You and I had a conversation. I think it was last week, believe it or not. We were just not joking, but just mentioning how, you never guess who has the biggest division lead in all of baseball. And at the time, it was Seattle. It was like a 9.5 game lead, right? Now it's down to 3, basically a week later. Well, that team just can't hit. So I'm not big on laying $1.66 with Texas. I would either, you're right, take the Padres here or see if, who grabs the lead and go the other way. Get odds.
That's exactly what we're supposed to do. We've seen it now multiple times. I mean, just this week, last week, where there's odds get really in your favor on a team it's much better than it was pregame. So, yeah, I think if you like Texas, I think you can wait. I don't think there's a need to jump in there. It was last week. The Mariners haven't really won, and the Astros got hot, had a great month of June to finish it. So, yeah. What about my game last night? The Twins won 5-3, made it a bit of a sweat, but then pulled away at the end. Tonight, Twins, Tigers, rinse and repeat. Just roll right into it. I don't even know who Montero is, but Festa for Minnesota.
Good luck.
Numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do with this? I don't know.
Yeah. Both have ERAs over 7. By the way, you hit the under, too. I remember you saying that at one point it was 3-3, and I think they were giving us 8.5 in the 7th inning or 6th, 7th inning, whatever it was. And I heard you say you kind of like the under a little bit as well, and that hit at 5-3. So that was, and they had the bases loaded with nobody out or one out, and really had a position to blow that thing open. And they did. So nice, cha-ching, cha-ching. 9 is the total. I guess I would go, but you know what? You got 2 bums on the hill. Something tells me this is 4-3, 4-2, right? I mean, how can you possibly play the under with these two guys? ERA's over 7. No one's ever heard of them. You watch it be 4-2, something goofy like that.
Okay.
Again, can't lay $1.74. Even if Detroit's not playing well, not that they ever really have, but they're really struggling now. 7-17 their last 24 games. 0-6 their last 6 against right-handed pitchers, like Festa, I believe, is. Under 500 on the road. Again, you hope Detroit grabs a 1-0 lead. Then you can grab Minnesota and pick them. But otherwise, I think I would stay away.
Definitely stay away. This next game's a stay away, too. I mean, it's getting ready to start. I don't really have a strong opinion at all. We didn't really have a strong opinion last night. I feel like a play would be forced here with Royals and Rays. Really don't know. And even sometimes, like, you see the total and you go, yeah, this is probably an over, but then it's probably an under, and you talk yourself into both sides. I can't stand when I do that with these games. I really don't know. This one I have zero opinion about. You?
Yeah, I like Kansas City. Waka's on a hill. He's given up 2 runs or less in 7 straight starts. Kansas City's good at home, 30-17, despite last night's loss. The Devil Dogs are playing well. No two ways about it. They've won 4 straight series, 9-3 now. Their last 12. But I'll take a crack. It's the old. It's the worst way of gambling you could ever have. It really is. And that is, Kansas City's due. They're not going to lose 2 in a row at home, right? So I'm going to fall prey to that, Dave. I know you're laughing, I know. But I'm going to fall prey to that.
Yeah.
And say Kansas City.
I get nervous. I used to hear that all the time, and I'm like, really? Like that matters? I don't know. Under.
Yeah.
You talked me into under. I think under.
Under's not bad. There you go. A little under. All right, we'll look at all the other games when we come back. In-game live, Prime Time.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen. And the answer is, it just
Sometimes you think
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we got to win one here.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here on the grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, just getting underway. Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, will join us in about 20 minutes or so. We got Cam Stewart next hour. Go over his golf picks for the upcoming weekend. In the meantime, it's Dave and I. We got the Black Cloud same game parlays. We'll go over our S&W Corporation picks. That we have 2 that are alive heading in. Well, we did 2 last night with our 3-team 3-league championship parlay. We'll recap that in case you missed that. And then a couple of other plays that we have, including one that's looking halfway decent. I don't want to jinx it, but We got all that going on. So I'm in a good mood tonight, Dave. I tell you, I had a cup of coffee before the show, and I'm buzzing. I am flying. I tell you, if you don't drink coffee, and I generally don't, every once in a while, you have one cup of coffee, I'm flying. I'm like I'm on drugs right now. Here we go. Let's go.
Wow,
I'm ready to run a marathon.
really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. So what do you put in the coffee? Just out of curiosity. Anything?
3 big cups of sugar or scoops of sugar, and then milk.
Yeah, okay. So you water it down. I was taught to drink the coffee black, straight. Yeah,
that's
I'm not a big fan.
That's
not haven't been drinking the coffee. Never drank coffee until I had the stroke and I turned 50. The doc said you could drink coffee, so I got kind of used to it and a little bit, and then I've weaned off it. I said, you know what? It doesn't taste that good. I don't like it. So that's good that you're fired up. We need you fired up for the next 2 hours. So if
you
the
give me a
coffee
cigarette,
works, I'm fine.
You give me a coffee and a cigarette. That's like a Quaalude. Now, for me, that's like cocaine. I might as well, you snorting cocaine is like me having a cigarette and coffee. I'm telling you. If you don't smoke, yes, we can.
All right.
If you don't smoke and you smoke like a Marlboro, like a real cigarette, oh my God, forget about it. I am so lost. It's unbelievable. Absolutely, it really is. It's embarrassing. But
would you get
cigars
back
I can
on
handle.
track here, please? Come on.
I know.
The Pirates are leading 2-1. I need that.
Right.
Let's go, Buccos. All right. So let's smoke the Cardinals. How about that?
See that? Not bad. Ever since we got our Paul Skeens bet in, Pittsburgh's going to win. So they're up 2-1, bottom of the 7th. How about the White Sox up again? 5-1. They blew it last night. Every time they have a lead, they blow it. You want to grab the Guardians plus 10-1, down 5-1 in the 7th inning?
I like plus 3.5. Plus 3.5. The Guardians are going to score again. All they need to do is score one more time and keep right, and that's a winner. That's plus money. I got plus 120. It just changed when I went to hit it. Yeah, plus 3.5, plus 120 with the Guardians at home against the White Sox bullpen with all 3 at-bats live. I like that. Did you see last night in a W? The Aces really, that was amazing. One, everybody's talking about it here. 20,000 people at that game. They covered a big number. Tonight, you got another game. You only got one game. Phoenix and Dallas. I was going to lean on you for this one, Mr. Wired, Mr. Coffee and Smokes. What do you got?
Let me see if that's. I did the coffee. I didn't do the cigarette.
Okay.
Over under is down to 167.5. They're underway. I do like Phoenix. Dallas is awful. They're just awful. And I don't know if it was their last game, but they beat Minnesota. I think it was their last game out, which is good for them. Really good for them. That was last week. So probably Phoenix laying the 4.5.
Okay.
I like the over too. I think we're going to get some points. I'm on the team total under Phoenix. I got 3 team total plays, and I'm on their under, so I need them to lose tonight, but I don't think they're going to lose tonight. I think they're going to win.
Okay.
And they're up 7 now. Laying 9.5. I wouldn't lay the 9.5, I'll tell you that.
No.
But I would go over even 171.5. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Okay.
What did people say about did you talk to anyone that actually went to the game last night there in Vegas?
Yes.
To watch
yes.
What they
had
think?
A blast. Yeah, they for a lot of people last night was their first Aces game. And they had a blast. They said there was a real buzz in the building. And the one guy I talked to this morning said, the Aces are really good. He's ready to just kind of go to the book and just bet them to win it all. And I said, well, hold on. We talked about it last night. We did that parlay, and you mentioned New York. I don't know. That's the thing, especially it happens here when the Knights win, it's like, they're going to win the Stanley Cup. Yep. Raiders win a game or two, they're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to hold on, everybody relax. It's still a new market, whereas, you're back in New York, Boston fan and all this other stuff. I mean, I'm originally from Pittsburgh. It's like, hold on, they win a couple games in a row. That's a good streak. It doesn't mean they're going to win a championship. But yeah, there was a real palpable buzz. It was a lead story on the news. 20,000 people.
Wow.
At the game. Yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's in town and the Aces won. So it was cool.
What do they normally get? Roughly for attendance?
Small arena. They never play at T-Mobile. They moved it. Yeah, they moved it. So they play at Mandalay Bay, and I think it's 9,500 or 10,000 is capacity, but they sell out all the weekend games and occasionally weekday games. So they draw, but they doubled the crowd. Tellez homer, Pittsburgh Pirates up 3-1. Hello. That's a good score for baseball. Yes, sir. Keep scoring. Love it.
Mets are in the process of blowing a 5-1 lead. It's now 5-4.
Uh-oh.
Pittsburgh 3-1, laying 13.5. Yeah. But I will say this. Mets got 5 runs again. It's now 12 in their last 14 games. It's amazing. Their over team total is 4.5 every night. They don't go to 5.5. And it's just an over after over after over after over. It's amazing.
Yeah. Keep cashing it. The book's not going to move the number. I just got to keep playing it.
Yeah. 5.5 is a big number to get to 6. That really,
yes.
You'll see with Colorado games, and games that are 10.5, 11. But
that's a Dodgers number.
Right. So, all right, in-game live continues here in a sec.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Welcome back in-game live, prime time here on the grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, hour number 1. You know what time it is, 24 past the hour. Time for a little SGP same-game parlay. All right, this is going to be a nice one here. We got 5 pieces to this involving 2 players, really. We're going to go Dodgers and Arizona Diamondbacks, Dave. You got Gavin Stone on the hill. This guy's been unbelievable. He really has. 9-2. I was telling Ranieri, I'm not a big Rookie of the Year, MVP, Cy Young voter, better. I don't like betting on what other people are thinking since they vote on that stuff. But the guy's 9-2. He's 5-0 with an ERA of 1.62 since late May. The guy's been unbelievable, unhittable. So let's grab the Dodgers money line to start. Then we're going to use Freddie Freeman to have a big night. Freddie Freeman, 2 hits, plus 210. Freddie Freeman to get an RBI, plus 120. Freddie Freeman to get 2 bases, even money. If he gets 2 hits, he's got to get 2 bases, right? So you probably don't even have to throw that in there. And then Ohtani to score a run at minus 280. So it's actually not a bad payoff, even though it's not monster. It's plus 509. So basically, we just need the Dodgers to win and Freeman to have a good night, which I think he's going to have, left-handed bat. Who knows who's pitching for Arizona? It looks like it's going to be this rookie making his debut. Who knows how long he's going to be in there? But I'll take my chances. One of their better hitters has a big night. What do you think?
Do you ever worry about putting all your eggs in one basket? I mean, the Freddie Freeman basket is a good one to put them in, but you got all Freddie Freeman. He got to get two hits or more, a ribby and a what? What else do we need there?
2 bases.
Oh, this is 2 bases. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the Dodgers 72% favored to win. I thought the Diamondbacks were going to win last night. I really did. I was watching the game, and then we had the producers pick. They had the Dodgers
lose,
but they had the run line. Do you believe that the Dodgers came all the way back and won, but they only won by 1? So, one thing's going to get you there, right? I think you're going to have a good night with all of it except one. I don't know which one. The 2. Well, if he gets the 2 hits, he probably gets the 2 plus bases. So those are kind of correlated. Right?
Yeah.
RBI, Dodgers money line. Shohei, print money, 1 run scored. The guy scores a run every game, doesn't he? Plus 509. 5 pieces plus 509. I like it. Okay.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
And like I said, I put that in. I bet if you eliminate the Freddie Freeman 2 bases, it's not going to lower the odds. Because if he gets 2 hits, he's got to have 2 bases. So you can basically just throw that out. So for 4 pieces, Dodgers are going to win. That's a big fat number, regardless, at minus 205, right? The 2 hits at plus 210 is going to bump it up. The other one is a pick 'em with Freeman getting the RBI, basically. And then you got a monster favorite in Ohtani. I'm surprised it's 509, to tell you the truth, but I put it in. So they want to give it to me, I'll take it.
Did we have a producer's pick tonight, boys? Is there something lined up for the fellas?
Is there?
It's not involving his game, is it? Okay. All right.
I hope not.
All right. Okay. No. What is it? The producer's pick. Do we have it? Oh, there it is. Whoa. Seattle. That's my play. I like Gilbert. Boys, this is the night.
Uh-oh.
We got it. Well, I'm not worried. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah?
I mean, we only have to beat the best team in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles. They couldn't score a run last night. Baltimore team total under. Gilbert money line. Seattle to win. All of this sounds really good right now. Boys, we got to shake the streak. I like it. Wetzel, what do you think? You good with this?
I wouldn't be betting Seattle. I tell you, I like Baltimore in the series. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Give me Dean Kremer. And I'll tell you, you want to spend a minute on Seattle? I know we got to hit a break here in a second, but boy, Julio Rodriguez, Dave, they dropped him to number 7 in the batting order. 7th.
Yeah, I know.
He is just awful. He's 2 for his last 35. He's got 7 home runs, 29 stinking RBIs. He's on pace for like 50 RBIs for the season. He's hitting 244. What happened to this guy?
No, the book is out, obviously. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a really, really bad, prolonged 3-month slump.
It is a miracle. We'll talk about it more when we come back. It's a miracle with Jeff Dawson. The Seattle's in first place.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back nine of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
All right, welcome back. It is InGame Live Prime Time here on the Grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, as we welcome in East Coast sports investors, man, a guy you see all the time here on the Grid, our good buddy Jeff Dawson. What's going on, Jeff? How are you tonight?
Happy 4th. Well, soon to be 4th, gentlemen. Doing great. How about yourselves?
Good, good. Dave and I were
glad
talking.
to hear you, but go ahead. Go ahead, Wetzel. Go ahead.
Sorry, Dave. I wanted to just jump in. I mean, my bad. I did want to throw you. We were talking Seattle Mariners, Jeff, and just we're going to get to your picks here in a second. But they do play Baltimore later on tonight, so maybe that will tie into one of your plays. But it is amazing how bad they hit the baseball, and yet are still in first place and are 7 games over 500. You know, their leading hitter, if you throw away the guys that just played like 1 or 2 games, their leading hitter average-wise is 260. Forget about 300. I mean, 260. I mean, Julio is batting 244. Most of these guys are hovering around 200. How this team is in first place, like I said, is a minor miracle. But what's been your thought on the Seattle Mariners this year?
On paper, they're a good team. They get some great frontline starters that can go and eat up some innings. Offensively, you would think they'd be fine with Julio. They got some good young hitters. I was kind of surprised they moved on from Kelenic, and I thought that they might hang on to him. He's done okay now in Atlanta. I was doing a show earlier this week, and we talked about it's a perfect buy low spot on the Astros. Earlier this week, the Astros were only 3.5 games back. 4 out of their 5 starting pitchers on the DL, soon to be back. Alvarez got a little nicked up here. They're doing this without Kyle Tucker. Actually, one of the biggest moves overnight is the Mariners' first 5 with Gilbert on the mound, with Creamer coming back. We had the Baltimore last night with Rodriguez, 2-0. But most scoring games, I mean, first 1-3, sometimes 2 can beat Seattle. I mean, where's Jay Buhner? Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro when you need them.
Yeah, that's they're not coming anytime soon, JD. That's they might be in a little bit of trouble. So let's look at the games tonight. Milwaukee and Colorado getting ready to start. We had the craziest thing happen yesterday where Dallas Keuchel's pitching and a game goes under. And we waited and waited and waited and waited. We couldn't get no runs. What are you looking at tonight in this game, Brewers and Rockies?
Dave, it's funny you say that. We had Monday team total for the Brewers over 6.5. They needed the touchdown and extra point. 2-point conversion was just a bonus. They get to 7, minus 200 in the game outright, and lose 8-7. Last night, as you said, Keuchel pitching, it looked like, you run to the window like when it's Patrick Corbin Day, and here comes Keuchel in the second start, and it never went over. Again, tonight, the Brewers team total 6.5 under minus 135. We took their team total over 6.5 plus 115. There's been some money that's come in since, but you can get that at even money. Get to 7 again, get the extra point, and just move on. It doesn't worry, if they win, lose, or draw here.
I always like going back to losing bets. I agree with you on that. How about the Dodgers tonight, Jeff? Laying a big number, over 2-1. They got Gavin Stone on the hill. We were talking earlier. He's been unbeatable. 9-2. They're 10-1 are the Dodgers in his last 11 starts. He's been unhittable for a month now. 5-0 ERA, well under 2 since late May. You got to lay the big wood. You got to lay the 1.5, or maybe take a flyer on Arizona.
Well, I liked your same game parlay when I was in the studio listening the last segment. We do have Ohtani plus 175 to hit a home run tonight. So that might help you, with the Freeman props as well. I don't know anything about Mena. I don't. And as Dave said, it looked like Arizona was primed for the win last night. Look for some regression from Stone. The numbers that you were talking about, he's been pitching lights out. Arizona can be one of those pesky teams that can score runs and put guys on base. I had an overnight number of minus 165. It's now up to 195 at the Circa. I smell rat here. I really do. I like the dog today. I'll take them plus the 176. All Dodger fans, if you like the Dodgers today, the only thing I could suggest is minus the 1.5 full game. The only problem there is you're only guaranteed 24 outs. You're not guaranteed the full 27. And if you get up into the 9th, that means you're tied or losing and need at least a 2 or 3 run homer to cash that.
I say there's gold on the board all the time. A little bit later, Cam Stewart will probably go dumpster diving. Well, we got Angels and A's, and it's not going to be Chuck Finley. Even go back to Nolan Ryan, Dave Stewart, Catfish Hunter.
Frank
We're
Tanana.
Both, all three, all of us. Yep, there you go. We could name them. We could spend the next 5 minutes, us old heads, naming all the good starters. But you looked at these starters today, and I went, Daniel Estes, that's first name, last. I have no idea. I know you might have a player or two that you're able to find for the people in this game, JD.
Well, you would have been proud of us last night. We did have the Oakland A's. That line stunk to high. It stunk to high heaven, and the A's put up a touchdown extra point. Dave and Scott, these A's remind me of a couple years ago as the Orioles were putting their team together. They're pesky. They get guys on base. They can score at times. They're just working on the pitching. We know they have the back end pitching with Mason Miller. In this game, I do like the Angels team total over 4.5. I'm getting the plus money there of 120. And then we did have Davis Daniels over 5.5 Ks. We got him projected at 7.97. So we got him getting almost 8. So we got a couple things in our arsenal there. And I did actually have an Oakland A prop, Zach Geloff, plus 310 to get a stolen base today, plus 330 there. So, we use 2 sources for all our props. It lights up like a Christmas tree. If it's green, it's a go. If it's red, it stays in the dugout for another day. But he was in green, so hopefully we can get a stolen base from him.
Let me jump in real quick here.
Yeah.
This house is A's fans because we go to the Aviator games, and the A's are, the big club for the kids are going to be very excited to hear that you have a Geloff prop. They're going to think it was fixed. I'm going to tell them, JD, because they've been trying to meet Geloff since he made it to the big leagues, and I might be going to Oakland to do a little meet and greet. So that's big news. Back to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there, Wetzel. Sorry.
That's all right. I did it to you. So let me go back to Daniel for a second. He had 8 strikeouts, Jeff, in his first game this year, his only other game against the Detroit Tigers. 8 shutout innings, too. And then he had 9 last year in 3 short relief appearances. So the guy, I don't know, is that 5.5 number that it is? Is that just a bad number? Because you even said it. You got him for well over 5.5, right?
Yeah, the strikeout props are so hard. How many times do you get stuck on stupid, or you need 6 and he's got 5, and now you're starting to look at pitch counts. He's got 87. Do they bring him out for that next inning where you can get that one? I think being young as he is, not an established name on the Angels here, I think 5.5 is a pretty fair number. It's not easy to just roll out of bed and get 6, and you got to lay a little juice on it. So I think it's pretty fair right now, Scott.
Love it. I got nothing else. I mean, I'm watching a Pirates bullpen blow it. Contreras just hit a home run. The Pirates were cruising. They blow another start for Jones. It's hard luck. Red Sox, JD, hold on and win tonight.
What do we got for a score right now? 2-1. Yeah, their back end should hold up okay. Yeah, Jansen for the save. How's that sound?
There you go. Sox playing well. Believe it or not, it's amazing. Jeff, great job as always. Enjoy the 4th of July, and we'll definitely do it again soon. EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. Check out his website, folks.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry. We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get on
so.
the team and wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, prime time here on the grid. Again, thanks to Jeff Dawson, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. Check out his website for all the picks that he gives out. So, baseball-wise, Dave, I tell you, I don't know if we've gotten to the point where these bullpens have been used so much over the last couple of years that, now maybe these guys, have seen these guys so many times, but boy, I've seen more blown leads over this last week or two than I've seen in a long, long time. Usually you get to like 6th, 7th inning, boy, these bullpen guys come in, they're so good, all throw 100 miles an hour, they all throw one inning, bing, bang, boom, and the game is over. But that's really not been the case over the last couple of weeks for whatever reason. So one of those games, your Pirates will start on top. 3-1 lead moments ago, now it's 3-3. And it's basically, not quite pick 'em, but Pittsburgh minus 140 and St. Louis plus 110. What happened to your Pirates?
I don't know how to say his name. There's a lot of vowels. Molodzinski. Do you remember that villain in the Superman comics, Mxyzptlk? Like his name was backwards all the time. There was one vowel in the whole thing. This is this guy. He's the kryptonite for the Pirates. Molodzinski, whatever comes in, gives up runs. Right. Now the Cardinals got guys on, and Arenado at the plate. This doesn't look good. You're talking about bullpens. It's amazing. It's the 6th and the 7th inning that have been the problem for a lot of teams. They don't get
right.
They don't hand it from the. It's amazing. The 5th inning for a number of years has the most. There it is. Oh, he got out of it. Thank goodness. The 5th inning is when the most runs are scored in a game, usually. But now it's the 6th. The 6th inning, a lot of runs are being scored. So when you have a total, you're not out of the woods. And now it's the 7th and 8th. By the time you get to midweek or even, we're only on Wednesday, but it feels like you're right. The bullpens are gassed. Maybe it's the heat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. I don't know. Not good. Not good.
Speaking of runs, you want to go over 7.5? We got 3-3 Pittsburgh at St. Louis heading to the bottom of the 8th. We're an inning and a half away from extra innings. And if it's extra innings, then I'll grab the 7.5 because that means only one run from each team. Or 2 runs, obviously. That's Can we get
Mets
through the 7th? Or the 8th and 9th?
Yeah, Mets and Nats over 12.5?
No. Pittsburgh and St. Louis over 7.5.
Oh.
Bottom 8 tied at 3. Do we get the extra innings?
I'd rather bet over 12.5 with the Mets and the Nats, but yes, that's close. I'm worried it finishes 4-3. I'm worried it finishes 4-3 with the 7.5. What's the juice? Over. I got Pick'em minus 110.
FanDuel's minus 122 for the over.
Okay, all right. That's probably the side. It's probably over.
Yeah.
Just gonna
you get that extra innings.
Yeah.
Chances are it's going to get 2 more runs.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that bet.
All right.
I like that bet.
Okay.
Red Sox 3-1 over the Marlins. Of course, here we go. Miami, 2 runners on. Nobody, 1 out, I think it is. Plus 470. Want to take a flyer on Miami against the Red Sox bullpen. Bottom 7.
No.
That's,
I would
do
that. You can
that.
have that. All right, you can have that.
I'll take that one. I'll take a little flyer.
All right.
Oh, well, you know what I'll do? I'm going to half a unit on that or whatever it is you want to put on it, and then half on 1.5 runs plus 175.
Now we're
down
talking.
2. They're giving you a fat number.
Now we're talking. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
I like that.
I put a sprinkle on that. There you go. Mets blew a 5-0 lead. This team is just like, oh my, can they do anything easy? Anything? This was 5-0 against the Washington Nationals. You're playing great. Their bullpen just stinks. With or without their closer.
I feel like this is. I feel like you're talking right to Vincenzo right now. I feel like you're talking right to him right now. All you Mets fans watching, it can't be that easy. Things are going pretty good. It's got to be hard every once in a while. So.
They're giving up the lead at 6-5 Nationals.
Oh no! Oh no. Well, okay.
Wow.
Well, hopefully we could get that total over. Reds up 3-0
looks pretty
against the
good now.
Yankees. Reds going to win
Yeah, how about
3-0
that?
against the Yankees? Yeah.
Wow. Are the Stanks going to lose back-to-back home games against the Reds? How great would that be?
Yeah, that'd be
They're not
awesome.
playing well. Yankees are, what are they here? Hold on a second. Stanks are 4-11 their last 15. We saw this last year, right? They had the great first half, and then they tailed off considerably second half. I wonder if the same thing is happening just a little bit sooner, Dave.
Go through these lulls. This is the right before the All-Star break, teams either play up, or they kind of drift off. I mean, everybody needs a couple of days off. I mean, we're going to have days off tomorrow. My buddy Butchie's watching the show right now. He don't have a day off tomorrow. The books will be open. What's your action like on July 4th? Like, do you look to make plays? It was always such a good baseball day. No, you just chill out.
Well, I don't have time to do the research. So I'll throw a couple of plays in tonight when I get home. I'll look at the early line, see who's pitching. But it'll all be like automatic plays. Like if there's a bad pitcher I always bet against, I'll do that.
Okay.
Or,
Are
go
you
again if I
grilling
want to do
tomorrow?
a strikeout.
Are you on
What's
the grill? Are you the grill master tomorrow?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Are you grill?
I will be. I'm at my sister's house in Jersey, but yes, I will be on the grill. We got it. The classics. Picked up some clams today. Oh, got a great deal. Great deal, right? A bag of, bushel of clams, right? There were like 4 or 5 clams that were busted, but who cares, right? Give me the clams. So I go to the register. I said, listen, I got 4 or 5 clams that are busted. You want to give me a discount? I figured like maybe 5%, 10%. The nice lady gave me 25% off. Where do I sign?
Wow.
Got to steal. Yeah, right? For 4 or 5 clams out of 100? Take that.
I never knew clams were 4th of July on the menu.
Oh, on the grill? Absolutely.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Hi, InGame In-game live prime time here on the Grid on a wonderful money-making Wednesday. And what better opportunity to make some money than bet, in essence, against the Oakland A's? That's the subject of our Black Cloud tonight. Yes. We're not going to trust the Angels, as we saw last night, by putting American money on them as favorites on the road. Can't really do that with a straight face, but we can still go against the A's, which is a beautiful thing and a money-making thing, by going against or going on the pitcher for the LA Angels, one Davis Daniel. We were talking to Jeff about him, right? Who is that, Scott? Well, I don't know, to tell you the truth. All I do know is he's 27 years old. He's had one outing this year against the Detroit Tigers. He threw 8 shutout innings. He's got an ERA of 0.00. More importantly, he struck out 8 in those 8 innings. So his number tonight is 5.5, and he's facing an Oakland A's team, which is one of the worst, literally 1-2, depending on, what average or whatever, but the worst strikeout team in baseball, the Oakland A's. And they got his number at 5.5. The dude struck out 8. Last year in 3 short relief appearances, he had 9 strikeouts in 12 innings. And that's been it. He's only had 4 appearances. He's 27 years old, so he's paid his dues in the minor leagues. He looked great last week against Detroit. How's he not going to get 6, Dave, against the pathetic Oakland A's when he got 8 last week against, not a great team, but still he got 8 against the Tigers, right? I mean, he's going to go 5-6 innings. He's not going to give up a ton of runs. So how's he not getting 6? I would even go 7 and get adjusted odds at over 6.5, to tell you the truth.
Alt?
Why not?
You're going to go
right?
Alt? Wow.
I would.
Listen, Jeff came on and said it. You're coming over the top with it. It all makes perfect sense. How he doesn't get it is that he goes, 4 2/3, right? I think he's got to go 5 innings, to get at least 6 Ks. So, listen, this will be great. We'll be done with the show. We'll check the first 3 innings. Hopefully he's got 5 Ks in the first 3 innings, and then we can relax. The way these Black Cloud things go, though, you were talking about making things hard for Mets fans and the Mets making it hard for them. This Black Cloud play, it's never easy. It's never easy. I just want it to be easy so we could, just while you're on the train going home, I'm going to be headed to the ballpark and text you and say, hey, Daniel, 8 Ks, easy.
Yeah. The best feeling as a gambler, in a strange sort of way, is you kicking yourself because you didn't put it in for even more money. That's what I want to feel with Davis Daniel, I want to say, man, I should have doubled and tripled the bet like the Black Cloud suggested I do because it was so easy. The guys got 5 through 2 innings,
It's already the Black Cloud. We don't need to worry about that.
I know.
No. Listen, but you're right. I think that's growth. When you get to the point where you're like, you don't go, geez, I should have bet that for more. I really nailed that one. That's when it just becomes another win. Like, just the win is enough. Just keep the train moving. You don't need to have had more on it. No, this makes perfect sense. This is a good play. This will be. I'd be very surprised if he only ends up with like 2 Ks. Let's put it that way. So, the way you lose this one is 5. I don't think you lose this one with 2 or 3. You just get on the wrong side of 5.5. Kind of like the boys did last night with the producer pick, just on the wrong side of the run line. That's it.
Braves 3-0 over the Giants. I had them last night. Did I have them tonight?
No.
Nope. What I tell you about this dopey Braves team?
Yeah.
I bet Chris Sale. I couldn't bet. I don't know who was pitching tonight, but I couldn't do it. Just frustrated that they lost last night to Birdsong. Phillies and Cubs.
Hicks was the starter. Yeah. Phillies and Cubs. Go ahead. 1-1.
Yeah. Hicks for San Fran. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tigers 5-1 over the Twinkies. That's why we stayed away from that. That's we saw that over, right? It looked a little too good to be true. The over, too stiff pitching, but looks pretty good right now. 5-1, 12.5 is the total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In-game's 12.5. Three and a half.
12.5.
You want to lay 3.5 with the Tigers? No, can't do it.
No,
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
No.
Milwaukee 1-0 over Colorado. That does anything for you. Tampa Bay and Kansas City tied at 1. Interesting. All right, we'll look at all the other games. Check out the lines when we come back. In-game live, hour number 2 coming up next.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes you think
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get on
so.
the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Welcome back. It is In-Game Live Prime Time, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza on this wonderful Wednesday evening, precursor to July 4th. Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan for another hour. Got Cam Stewart at the bottom of this hour. We'll go over some baseball stuff, and he got his golf picks. Gave out a nice little first-round winner last week, and the last few weeks, he's had guys on the leaderboard, either in first, second, or third place heading into the final weekend. You can't ask for much more than that final day, really, not even just the weekend, but on Sundays. So always gives you an opportunity to get some winners, so we'll talk to Cam about that. In the meantime, Dave and I, a little baseball action, a little WNBA as well. So what's on your plate here? We see 3-3. We're a half an inning away from getting to extra innings, bottom of the ninth. That's why the 7.5. You're kind of betting the day that it went to extra innings, and that's looking halfway decent. Guards getting demolished by the White Sox 8-2, so that 3.5 doesn't look like that's going to cash. My Red Sox still winning, and the Mets still losing, and the Stankies being shut out. Boy, that's a nice little double dip. Red Sox winning, Yankees losing. Can we get that for the second night in a row? How about that?
Astros took the lead 3-2 now against the Blue Jays. So we'll
Nice.
keep an eye on that as it finishes. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. The Pirates look like they're going to go to extras. Blue Jays has been a play against. So, the Astros. Wow. And Texas, I just hit refresh. Texas took the lead on the Padres 3-2. So that one's in 3-2 in the bottom of the third, headed for the over. The Royals take the lead 2-1 against the Rays. Brewers already got 2 runs. Amazing last night. They couldn't get a bunch of runs. The Rockies couldn't get a bunch of runs. They're already up 2-0. So, I'll be sweating the Pirates. We're going to try to get this one home, snatch the what is it? Snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. The way the Pirates are
Yes.
going, they're always up. They're up and then they're not. So that's what I got my on. I don't know. Do you have anything other than the Black Cloud or the same game parlay that you need to get out right now for the people?
I was just going to put in the over Cincy Stankies 3-0 Yanks with a couple of runners on bottom of the 7th, but they just locked it. I hit the over 5.5, so something tells me something's going on because I don't think they would lock it with one out unless they got hit into a double play or something. But all right, so that's one. I did put the over 11.5 Mets and Nationals in before. It's 6-5 Nationals top 8, and surprisingly enough, they're still giving you 11.5. Nice odds in -118. Nothing crazy.
Yep.
I think the Mets are capable of scoring and tying this game. You only need one run. Nationals could score in the bottom of the 8th inning. You got a full inning and a half to go. Yep. I like the bet, and if I didn't have it, I'd put it in again right now. To tell you the truth,
that is probably not a bad bet. The Yankees got 2, by the way. It's now 3-2. Reds.
Go.
Yeah,
5 seconds too late.
Yeah,
5 seconds too late.
Well, boy, that's crazy. That's the story of life sometimes, isn't it? 5 seconds too late. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
we got
okay.
our.
We have other opportunities.
We'll throw some more out there. Want to recap for those that weren't watching last night. Shame on you, first off. Our S&W Corporation. Yes. We have three bets that we're following. And first off, when it's an S&W Corporation bet, that's the stamp of approval. Like, we give out bets all the time here, but when it's the S&W, those are the real deal Holyfield bets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went over a nice little 3-team, 3-league, 3-championship parlay like we hit, with the hockey and the NBA and the college basketball. This time we used WNBA and then Wimbledon men's and women's champ. So our 3-league parlay, we'll just say, Yannick Sinner for the men's, the Joker, and Alexander Zverev. All 3 still alive, so you can still put this in. Less odds, but you can still put it in if you want. Swiatek, Coco Gauff, and Ons Jabeur on the women's side, all still alive.
Yes.
And then the WNBA, Aces, Liberty, and Minnesota Lynx. All alive. Did you get a run at the Pirates?
No. I was excited that our tennis people were still alive. I mean, I was trying to write it down last night, and I was like, I was waiting for you to tell me that somebody got eliminated today, and I was like, no, we're good.
We're all good.
Okay, that's fine.
We're all good.
Listen, we're just trying to get that one to the weekend, and then we'll worry about, where we got to go with that. Because if we just get to the semis, I think it's worthy of maybe making a play, depending on who it is, how much the odds are, just to make sure we get a little money for our time.
Right.
But we get this thing set up where, be glorious to have Las Vegas playing Seattle in the Western Conference WNBA Finals, and the Liberty playing probably the Sun in the East, and we can sit back and just enjoy that we're going to hit both sides of that. That's a wrap on the Pirates' bottom of the 9th. We head to the 10th, tied 3-3.
Nice.
Yes,
there we go.
So
there we go.
Over
we got 7.5.
extras.
Looking good.
Yeah.
We got Paul Skeens we put in yesterday. Over 150 strikeouts. -140, little juice, but he's got 70. Only needs 80 more. Even if he gets 10 or 12 starts, he's been averaging 8. We think, he could get as many as 16, 17. I don't think they're going to shut him down that soon. So that's one of our major plays. We put that. In fact, you could still put that in. Same thing. It's still up there. In fact, he got 9, Dave, his last start, to push him to 70, and the number was still 150 -140. So, we got a great outing out of him last time, but they didn't change the number at all. I'm a little surprised at that. And then the other one we have, I don't want to jinx this one, but this is like the major one. This is like the, boys in Vegas screwed up number. Number of times a player hits 3 homers in a game, under 11.5. Remember we put that one in? So far, there's only been one guy. Happened like the first week of the regular season. So I really was like, oh my gosh, 1 week in and we already got one guy. But there's only been one. There's no way that's not cashing. You don't want to say that, right? It's gambling. But I know.
It was a good bet when we made it. Now,
weekend.
like, we can keep showing the graphic once a week. Let's keep a track of this, how many times this happens. And every time we do a show together on either Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll keep track of the S&W season specials. Great job with the graphics, boys. Matty G and the fellas are doing awesome work with this. I forgot about this. These are fun. The bets you make in the account with the season bets. This happened with me with the Stanley Cup. I forgot that I had put in a couple things, and I woke up and I had more money in my account than I thought I did. And that was like, oh yeah, that finally cashed. So this is one where it stays in that pending bet column for a while, and you remember and you remember and you remember. And then you go on vacation with the kids and you don't put in any plays for a little while, and you come back and do the show and you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So we'll keep the people abreast of that. That's good. I feel good about the Skeens one. We'll watch his starts. I mean, every day that he starts is an event, at least for baseball fans, especially Pirate fans. So, 6 a game the rest of the way, and we're good with that one?
5. If he starts the whole season, it's 5.
Okay.
I mean, so we need the Pirates to win. We got to root the Pirates. Just be competitive. I would think if we're in 6, they wouldn't shut him down of a wild card spot. 5 or 6, right? 7, 8, okay. They think they're out of it. But I think within 5 or 6.
I'm not even comfortable really talking about this right now, sir. I don't really want to talk about this. I just want to win tonight. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm good.
We may have to bet against them to put the black cloud on them so they win for the bigger play.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, Overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
welcome back. In-game live, prime time here on the grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, Cam Stewart coming up bottom of the hour. So far, so good. Red Sox have added a run 4-1. We got not good news as far as the Pirates are concerned, but we did get one run, so we're sitting on over 7.5. It's now 4-3 with the Cardinals still batting. And we got our 12th run in the Mets game. Thank you, Mets bullpen. Now 7-5 Nationals over the Mets. So cha-ching, Dave. We hit on the over 11.5. Let's sweat it out a little bit, but thank you, Mets bullpen. You know, for as good as their two wins were these last two nights, you blow a 5-0 lead. Well, it almost takes the wind out of your sail.
It's baseball. That happens. But for Mets fans, they're not, you know, they're having such a good month. They're bummed out. That's one of those things where you're like, yeah, we should have won that game. We were up 5-0. It happens. It's okay. What they get? Who do they got tomorrow? Did they play the Nationals again tomorrow?
Nationals again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pick'em game tomorrow? It's a pick'em with the Mets?
Really? Who's on the hill?
Early start, 8 a.m. Pacific, Mets and Nationals. 8 a.m. baseball.
Wow. 8 a.m.? That's 11 in the morning.
Pacific. That's what time the game starts. Yeah. Mets and Nationals.
Who the hell plays at 11 o'clock in the morning? I'm not even up at 11 o'clock.
The Mets and the Nationals. Obviously, yeah, the Mets and the Nationals. It's breakfast with baseball. I love breakfast baseball. Yeah.
Who's getting up to go see Nationals and Mets on July 4th? Major League Baseball's so dopey. It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
It's not hot. That's a great time to have a baseball game, sir. Get down to the game.
I can't even have a hot dog. Who the heck wants to eat a hot dog at 11 o'clock in the morning? They going to sell breakfast burritos or something?
Maybe you could get some coffee in a heater. Go to the baseball game. Load you up. Coffee in a heater. Boom.
All right.
Like Jim Leland. Get you started.
Your boys start at 12:30. Cardinals and Pirates. Bunch of afternoon games tomorrow.
That's a play on the Cardinals. You see that matchup? That's a play on the Cardinals. Put that one in your back pocket for tomorrow.
Oh, Marty Perez.
Yep.
Yeah. Martin
Cheap
Perez.
price on the Cardinals. Cheap price on the Cardinals. Yeah. Keep that one in your back pocket. We'll send you a text with that one.
You know, I saw something on YouTube from my boy Kevin Wheeler, who said that the Cardinals have. Sometimes you're like, Cardinals have the best record since like June 1st. I forget the exact date. Is that true? I mean, the Cardinals, the best record? He said it. He works for the Cardinals, and he's a baseball guy, good guy. But I wouldn't have guessed the Cardinals.
They did not have the most wins in June. They were one behind.
The Mets.
It was the Astros, and it was the Mets, and then it was the Cardinals. But the Cardinals have played really good baseball since even like late May. It might have been since late May. They have the best record in baseball. Right. But that division, look at those odds. It's heavy Brewers, and they've earned every win that they've gotten right here. But, man, that thing looks like, I don't know. I'm not ready to say Brewers win that division at minus 460. I'm not saying the Cardinals are the team to take. I still believe the Reds, but maybe I'm seeing things that really aren't there. But the Cubs and the Pirates look like the two teams that aren't going to challenge for anything at all except the last place in NL Central.
I can't believe the Cubs, boy. I thought they were going to be a decent team. But they're another team, got decent pitching, can't hit their way out of a paper bag. Just can't score. No. Baseball run scoring is way down this year. Well, as far as the batting averages and stuff. Way down, but, these guys are making a lot of money, Dale. They're getting paid a ton of money. See, like the Julio Rodriguez's of the world are why I don't give out these long contracts. So the pitchers, I know.
But pay too.
Cody Bellinger, right? 270.
Yeah.
9 homers. 35 RBIs. We're past the halfway mark. You're paying this guy $1 gazillion. He's going to get 60 RBIs, 65, maybe 70 RBIs. On pace for that. It's amazing. So, but
just enjoy the good pitching. Like they just I don't mind it nearly as much when you know it's coming. Like when you see really good starters, like even Imanaga Wheeler right now is a good battle. That's a good game. I'm okay with that game going under and being what it is, 2-1. But you know the bullpen's coming in very soon. I think Phillies plus a run and a half. Wow, the total's still 7.5. Phillies plus a run and a half's a play right now. Minus 150, minus 160, they're changing that right now. Minus 160, plus 1.5. I mean, we're winning the bet now. If it stays the same, we're winning the bet. So that's good. I like that.
All right. Are you a bunter or not? Cardinals score 4-3, bottom of the 10th inning. Runner on second base, obviously, to lead off the inning. Are you bunting the guy to third?
Who's
I
up?
am, but good question.
Are you a good bunter? If you're a good bunter, and I'm not the 3 or 4 hitter, bunter? I never was. I mean, I had to do it. I didn't like doing it.
Andrew McCutchen.
Oh, yeah. Kutch, lay one down. Yes. Who's after him?
Bunt, right? Reynolds, top of the order. Reynolds,
absolutely.
Got to do it, right? Down a run?
I think so. I mean, if you're watching the show, tweet at us at SportsBK and Sig at Opposite Picks. Do you bunt or no? You bunt with McCutchen? Yeah. I think they do. They should.
They should. I bet they don't. I don't know why these managers, they don't.
Would Vinny
bunt?
Would
Vinny bunt?
Would Matty G bunt?
Vinny, no. Matty G, yes. Yeah, Vinny's swinging for the fences.
Vinny's swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can it be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
The bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, Prime Time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, Overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I tell you, this stuff will give you agita. It'll just give you agita. It really will. Pirates down 4-3, bottom of the 10th, start with a runner on second base, obviously, right? You pinch hit for Andrew McCutchen, which I don't
actually,
get the guy's
he's hitting now.
Less than his...
McCutchen's hitting now, so he was second up in the order.
So they must have had that wrong on the They had that wrong then on the website. So all right,
go ahead. Continue.
So anyway, they have a guy there that you want to, especially with McCutchen up, right? Have the guy bunt, Dave, and he fakes the bunt, then he fakes the bunt again and takes his strike, and then he bunts with two strikes and he fouls it off, and you're out. Ugh, what a horrible,
very
impact.
frustrating. He showed bunt, pulled back, and swung away on the first pitch for strike one. Showed bunt, thought it was an outside pitch, pulled back, strike two. Then showed bunt, I swear it looked like a fastball right down the middle, and he bunted it foul with two strikes, which, as you know, is an out. So went back to the dugout, and that's it. So now McCutchen walked, and we're in business. First and second with Reynolds up.
All right, top of the order. You couldn't have asked for, if you want a little rally, right? So I guess we'll take that. But I wonder if they wouldn't be pitching around McCutchen. But got an email here from a listener watcher, David. Scott, I'm watching you and Consig on SportsGrid. I don't understand your 3-team championship parlay. How can you have teams playing each other and still win outside of a round robin? Is there a way to box them like a horse racing trifecta? Please explain. Want to take that?
Well, we're picking the winner of the men's Wimbledon championship, the winner of the women's championship, and then the winner of the WNBA. So there can only be one winner of each. We have three options. So, yes, they're kind of a round robin. You put A with B, A with A with A. So you go across the top row. Then you go down and over. Then you go diagonal. So those are the three options. Now, we did it yesterday, and the biggest favorites, if we kind of got all the chalk, was still about 56-1. Did you say last night? 56 or 60-1?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. 60-1, 50-60-1.
Yeah.
So,
So, yes, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We did it with the men's college basketball. We had UConn, we had Purdue, and we had, I forget who, North Carolina in the college baskets. Then in the NBA, we had Boston, Denver, and Milwaukee. And in the NHL, we had Dallas, the Avalanche, and the Florida Panthers. So we hit the combination that we hit, paid 131-1. So we're kind of playing with the house money and trying to do a little summer special for the S&W.
Yeah. So it's a round robin parlay. Obviously, you're not going to hit all because you're right. You only have one champion, but there's 27 combinations. So if you're $1 better, it costs you $27. $10 better, $270. $100 better, obviously on it goes. So, but there's 27 different combinations, and you can only hit it one time. I personally, and this is what I did with the last one that we did hit, I put each combination in manually just because they offer you an opportunity to hedge. But if it's clumped together under round robin parlay, you can't hedge because if you do, you're losing all the combinations. So I know it's a pain in the butt, but I'd rather put in all 27 different combinations. It's not that hard to do, at least with FanDuel, which is really cool. They allow you to keep the team up there. Like you could put all 9 teams, and then you just hit the icon for which one you want. So you have Jabor and the Joker, we'll say, and then the NBA one. And then you keep Jabor, the Joker up there, then you put the second NBA one. So it's not that long. So that's what we're doing, David.
You 100% should put them in individually, so it leaves yourself. Now, with the modern apps and things, gives you the buyout option. Plus, when the team gets eliminated, the bets get eliminated from the bet slip. So, I like that. I'm old enough to remember having to go to a book and crank out all those tickets. That was a pain in the butt trying to keep, Yeah, you got to keep track of all the tickets. So that's what I did last year with the World Series Exact, and I had multiple tickets on the same combination. I wanted to have the tickets, but the app, that's the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. So hope that explains it, Dave. All right, in-game live, Cam Stewart coming up next.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes you think
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back nine of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get on
so.
the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Ah, yes, cha-ching, cha-ching. We continue to give out subtle winners. Maybe not major plays, but Pittsburgh rallies and not only ties Cincinnati or St. Louis, they actually win the game 5-4 over 7.5 hits easily.
Yes.
As we are one step closer also to Paul Skeens continuing to pitch, which is a beautiful thing. We need to root on the Pirates. So our next guest, Cam Stewart, no doubt has a fistful of winners as well, as he did last week with the golf picks. So what's going on, Cam? How are you tonight?
Scott, you're too nice of a man. We'll tell the people. I got close, second place, but the first round winner was 40 to 1.
You gave us the first place.
That's
You
what
gave
I
us the
had.
first round winner.
It's 40 to 1. That's money. So we want to play. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Sometimes I expect even more and I want more, and sometimes we don't get what we want. But you know what? This week we're going to the John Deere. Fire up the tractor. Vroom, vroom. This course is an absolute gong show. Dave, I think me, you, and Wetzel and Morency drunk can fire 100 here. This is just going to be an absolute shootout. What is the course's defense? Nothing, I say. Nothing. All you got to do is hit it in the fairway, put it on the green, and the guy who hits the most 15 to 20-foot putts is going to win this week. If you like scoring, that's why they have it on 4th of July weekend. People firing up the grill, crushing drinks, and just watching guys go low. Let's start here right now. There's a lot of chalk on the board. Brady Cannon, who's one of the best in the business, and Carver both like Sanjay M. So all you people there, if you can find Sanjay M at a bet boost of 20. On my site, he's 14 now. He's been bet down hard. I'm going to start with JT Poston at 35 to 1, a guy that thrives on these type of golf courses. All he does is hit it straight, mediocre long, and once that putter gets going, Scott, our friend, he abandoned us for a while. Remember, he was part of our crew. And then he turned out to be a real jerk, and now he's come back. He's like, sorry, guys, I really want to be part of the team. And now we're playing pickup hoops down at the YMCA with Eric Cole again, not the former Carolina Hurricane. This guy's on fire again. He goes hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Right now he's playing great, 45-1. Irishman, Seamus Power. This is the perfect type of course for him too, where he's just one of those guys, a nickel a dimer, doesn't do anything too special. It's all about precision iron play. It's about greens and regulation and proximity, guys who hit it close to the hole. Taking a flyer this week with my Japanese friend, Ryo Hizutuni, the new beer of Japan at 65-1. Watch out for this guy. I've been following him in the international circles and now getting very comfortable on the PGA Tour with consistent top 10 and 20 showing. Neil Shipley, Dave, you know I loved a good buffet before I got diabetes, and Shipley's my guy. If there's a keg and a big barbecue, he's a big boy with a big game at 70-1. And I'm going with an old timer. Actually, also like Zach Johnson at like 170-1. This is his home course for him and Steve Stricker, but Moops, our old friend Ryan Moore. He's old, but you know what? This course is not too long and has great history at the John Deere Classic. Sometimes we take a flyer, little sprinkle on Moops at 150-1. There's my boy Sanjay M. He might disappoint you on Sunday. If you have him in the lead, watch out. I'm not sure if he's going to close the door, but I love him for a top 10 at plus 170. Sepp Straka, he's everybody's friend this week. A lot of people in the golf world like him at plus 220 for a top 10. I'm in. Now the top 20s. This is where we're going. Dangerous Denny McCarthy, plus 130. This guy is an awesome golfer. Denny, when are you going to put it all together? Because I know you're a damn good putter. He's going to, and Maverick McNeely. Oh, man, Dave, both of these guys are very, very close. Scott and Dave, watch out for Maverick McNeely this week. He can win outright. I might have a little sprinkle on him, too. Top 20 plus 145 is an incredible price. Novocaine, Andrew Novak. Nobody knows who he is because there's 162 guys who fire it up every week. He's just a consistent guy that does well that nobody even talks about. This is for a top 40. Give me plus 120. And as I mentioned, old man Zach Johnson, he has been playing great golf. Carver and I talked about it on his golf hit today. Some of these old guys, they can get it around on this course because it's not that long. So, and Zach Johnson, one of the best ball strikers. How did he win the Masters? Wedges and putting. And that's what you need this week. So that's what we're doing, guys. First round leaders, this is my favorite part of the program because I could wake up tomorrow and hopefully have a guy in the lead that in the afternoon, Dave, if things are going well, I might have to turn the channel because you know what I like to do? I don't want to be rattled and I don't want, what happened last week when I stopped watching, good things happen. So let's go with these first round leaders. My boy, Killer Keith Mitchell at 45-1. Great job, Frank Font. Seamus Power, he likes to come out of the gate hot. Wetzel's buddy, my buddy, Eric Cole. This guy is Mr. Thursday. Patrick Rogers, I love you, bro. Friday, Saturday, in comes Sunday. By goes Patrick, but he loves early leaderboards. Novak, 85-1. And Lauer, are we going to go lower with Justin Lauer? You damn right we are at 110-1. Mark those down. First round leaders, Scott. I'm going for it this week. Carver's got even another guy. He bet on the guy from Dateline NBC in 2020, Smotherman, at like 180-1. I go, you're digging deep this week, Carver. Smotherman, the neighborhood creeper. I didn't put him on my list. But anyway, I got enough problems with Lauer at 110-1. Let's have fun, guys. John Deere Classic, 4th of July. Shout out to all our friends in the United States. I hope everybody has a great day with barbecue and friends. And you know what would be great? To fire up the barbecue with a first round leader and just start going bananas and betting on baseball. That's what we want to do here.
Can we show you our new S&W Corporation parlay that was when I dreamed up?
Yes.
Yeah, the S&W Corp.
I like S&W Corp. That's great.
Yeah, we put it up because we hit the other one with the futures. These are our Wimbledon's men's champion comes from that. The Wimbledon women's champ comes from that. And if the WNBA champion doesn't come from one of those three, well, then we don't deserve to win. But any opinion about the men's or the women's draw there? Are we good? Are we looking okay? Like, are we going to get to the finals at least?
Very good. Can you guys go put that one back? I got to check, but you have basically the best female tennis player in the world. Iga Swiatek, she doesn't lose at all. Ons Jabeur is a grinder too at Wimbledon. She'll probably be at least a quarterfinalist. And if you're looking for a young phenom, Coco Gauff fits the bill. Men's, Alex Zverev's an absolute nut job, but you know what I want? A nut job, because this guy will never give up and he will fight till the end, and he grinds hard. Novak Djokovic is getting old, but it doesn't matter. When it comes to majors, he'll find a way without injury. And Yannick Sinner might be 110 pounds soaking wet, but if one guy's going to beat, we have a problem though, guys. You're going against Alcaraz. I understand you're doing that, but out of the three guys you have, all can beat him. Sinner can beat him, Djokovic can beat him, Zverev can beat him. And in WNBA, Aces, Liberty, and Lynx, like them all. Good picks, guys.
Nice work. Okay.
Love the picks. Love them.
Right.
Anything else?
So we should catch that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you, Scott. So I wake up today. I'm doing a shoot, and I thought I was just doing it. So they tell me I'm 50 years old, basically. I'm up against a 20-year-old in a 2-foot hot dog contest. They're doing it for a Canadian sports book for Dave. I ate the whole thing, but literally like one little piece of the bun, and it wasn't on a Wonder Bun. It weighed like 7 pounds, and it was on a baguette. My girlfriend walked in. She's like, I've been like all day. I've just been like I'm firing. Like I am hurting right now. But let me tell you, the video's coming out tomorrow or the next day. I'll show you, Dave. You'd be impressed, Dave. Like I crushed this kid. I did pretty good. A little piece of bun left. I almost did the whole thing in 7 minutes. I feel horrible, but let's win some money tonight, and I'll feel great. First round golf bets. Let's do it again.
Is this a down
baseball winners?
Go
ahead,
no, I got nothing from baseball. I was going to ask you. Tonight. I'm watching the Blue Jays lose 9-2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the golf, is it a down week for you? I mean, obviously you're loaded up with the menu.
No.
But like, are you getting ready for the Open Championship? Is anything that's happening this week going to affect anything that you're going to do with the Open?
No. And I'm going to tell you something, Dave. All these other fly-by-nighters, that's what I like about SportsGrid. I love these tournaments. Want to know why? Because Scotty Scheffler's not there. Like, look how Carver and Brady did last week. They win with Cam Davis. You don't think if Scotty Scheffler was in the mix, they'd have to hedge out of their bet. Now they got full value for it. I don't have to worry about that guy playing at the John Deere. The guy uses John Deere. He's probably giving them to his neighbors. Like 50 guys in the cul-de-sac get John Deere's. Like the guy's loaded. Like he doesn't play in these tournaments. He's waiting for the Scottish Open. They go to the Scottish, and then they go to the Open Championship. And that's happening next week. We'll be all over it here at SportsGrid. If you like golf and money, keep tuned in. You guys have a happy 4th of July. I'm on tomorrow with Brady Cannon. For all you people who are lonely or don't have families, join us 4 to 7 p.m. Picks, and more picks. Let's go.
There you go.
Even if you do
the hour too with Gabe Brensky. Thanks, Cam.
Sounds good. Later.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back nine of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
back in game live, prime time here on the grid. 44 past the hour again. Thanks to Cam Stewart. Takes over top of the hour with him and Gabe for the next 3 hours here on the grid, radio and TV wise. He's funny, Cam. He really is, Dave. His stomach. We had more time. He must just be like, eating a 2-pound hot dog. I mean, one of those packages is basically so he's eating 20 hot dogs, 18, 20 hot dogs?
Yeah, at least a dozen, right? That's what that feels like.
Yeah.
And then he said it was on a baguette, which, listen, as you get older, I mean, like a baguette's heavy enough just itself. You put a 2-pound hot dog loaded with all the stuff on it, that's going to leave a mark. I mean, that's one of those ones that kind of, it's the gift that keeps on giving, where, you got to breathe, you move, you burp, you this, you that. That's no good. He was talking about the train ride home. That one's going to, he's going to feel that for a little bit. Whew. I don't know. I'm good for 2. That's my over-under for hot dogs is 2. And it might be, depending on who cooks them, under -1/4. I'm good for 2. That's it.
Yeah. Texas wiener sauce, sauerkraut, ketchup or mustard, or relish. Well, what are your favorite condiments?
So one of the best hot dog carts in the history of the world, and I'm talking the history of the world, is at the South Point Casino and Hotel here. They put it right next to the book. When I go, every single time, it's sauerkraut and mustard. Every time. That's a staple. When you're young, you start with the ketchup, and that's fine. And every once in a while, you can put the ketchup and the mustard without the sauerkraut if they don't have it. But do you ever do relish? I don't do relish. No.
No, and I love pickles. I really do. I love pickles. But Texas wiener sauce, though. There's a place in Jersey we used to go. My cousins lived down the street called Pappy's. Just a dumpy little hot dog joint, right? Typical hot. But it was now they built it up a little bit now. But their Texas wiener sauce, that was the best. You throw that on some, I could go Texas wiener sauce. I probably could go 3. But I like sauerkraut and mustard too. Yeah.
I got to be honest. I've never heard of Texas wiener sauce on a hot dog.
Really? It's like chili, basically like chili. Not quite, little variation, but it's like chili.
Okay.
Yeah. Little more liquidy.
Does it give you the agita? You don't get the heartburn. You don't get the agita from that. Okay.
No.
Right,
then if you really like that, you put a thing of cheese on the hot dog. Then you put the Texas wiener sauce on top of the hot dog.
Too much.
Now you're talking.
Entirely too much. That's too much. I don't need all of that. I'll just get cheese and chili, like on the side. I don't need that with the hot dog. It's like putting too many toppings on a pizza. There's no need for all that stuff. I mean, I like 2 toppings, max 3 on a pizza. That's way too many things happening for a hot dog. Yankees lose. 3-2. Reds close them out. Done. Bang. Thank you for coming.
By the way, that over, again, we give a lot of subtle plays here, right?
Yeah.
We say them, but Phoenix and Dallas, right? WNBA, what I tell you, I love the over, right?
Love it.
90-86, 4.5 minutes left. The number now is 198.5.
Yeah.
It's already over with 4.5 minutes left.
Way over. Not just way a little over. That's way over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, you know what? I even like the over at 198.5. I don't think they're all of a sudden with 5 minutes left going to start playing defense.
That's a little high.
Right?
Yeah, that's a little extra.
170 million, you need 23 points. 5 minutes?
Maybe. It's going to fall right around that number. They ain't scoring 200. Right? You think they're going to score 200?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if I got to go over, yeah. Like 115, 105. Or no, not 115, but
105 to 100.
105, 95?
Yeah. Right, somewhere in
like
that neighborhood. Phillies lead 3-2, by the way. Lead the Cubs 3-2 now. Bottom of 6th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they have their 3 best players not playing. And his team still wins. I mean, when we do our championship 3-league parlay, that's going to be interesting when we get to the NFL season. We'll do one that includes NFL, college football, and baseball probably.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be very
tough one. By the way, had this conversation. If you had to pick one, San Francisco 49ers at 6-1 or Kansas City Chiefs at 6-1, which one would you want? Free tickets. Pick one. Both
I think Niners. I think Niners.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think Niners. I just think there's way more options in the AFC. I feel like the Niners are going to win their division. And if they win their division, they're going to play a home game. If they win more games, they might have 2 home games, let alone a bye. If they get the bye and play 2 home games, and they're hosting the NFC Championship. I feel much better about that one. Not that I'm not saying that the Chiefs aren't going to three-peat and do all that stuff. I just think that there's way more options to take the Chiefs out. Everything went so perfectly last year, and they win the Super Bowl in overtime. I mean, it's just, how do you repeat that? I'd be looking to fade the Chiefs rather than take the Chiefs.
Me too. Me and Ben had that conversation today on Football Full Circle. Like you said it, Justin Herbert got hurt. Joey B, got hurt for Cincinnati. Dolphins fell apart. The Browns, Deshaun Watson got hurt. I mean, it's just everything.
Ravens,
to their credit, they took advantage of that.
The Ravens gave them the game. I mean, essentially, right? Like the Ravens, that the Chiefs looked like they were going to lose that game, and they didn't. Yeah, come on, can't happen again.
Yeah, could be San Fran's year. I'm looking at preseason early predictions: San Fran versus Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's going to get there. Get a little rematch of Super Bowl, whatever that was. 33, 34, something like that.
What a Super Bowl that was.
I'd say if San Fran doesn't do it this year.
What?
Talk about the window closing. I mean, they're all still good, but it's just like how many times can you go to the well and not win without somebody getting hurt? Whether it's McCaffrey, Samuel, somebody, right? All right, we'll check the scores when we come back one more time.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen. And the answer is, it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rhodes.
InGame Live, Overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Do you believe Diggs will come up big with Stroud or be the disappointment that he was with Allen in the last, year?
It's not all on Diggs as it was with the Bills. So he only needs to be a secondary piece. Remember now, he's in his 30s, Pharrell. He's in the back 9 of his career. They don't need him to be super. They just need him to do a good job.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry. We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get on
so.
the team and like, wow, this guy, we got to win one here.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, prime time here on the grid. Final segment before Cam and Gabe take over, top of the hour. So we got some tennis matches before we get back to the baseball here, Dave, as our 3 women, 3 men are in action overnight. They generally start around 5 o'clock in the morning or so. So they're all monster favorites. So I don't expect any of these players to lose. Joker's a 70-1 favorite, as you see there. Zverev is 10.5-1. He's not losing. Sinner 25-1. Depending on where you do your shopping, these things are all different a little bit. And then you got on the women's side, who do we have there? Ons Jabeur is minus 550. She's not too bad. Swiatek is minus 45-1. So, any chance any of these women or men lose? Would really be a monster upset. Although I am surprised. Which was the one? Jabeur was only 10-1. I think it was
520.
That was
minus 520.
520, yeah, even worse.
Yeah. I don't know. Put them all together. Little 6-gamer, little 6-piece parlay. Put them all together just to advance, and then we'll have. Right. I mean, if it loses, we lose the parlay too. Not all of them are going to lose, but I think all of them win. Yeah, string them together in a chalk parlay. That's 6. Yeah, half dozen.
You don't.
You could try that. I don't know.
Yeah,
those things don't always work out.
You don't get upsets. Like you don't get nearly as many upsets on the men's on the men's side as you do the women. It's very, very, very rare for the top 3, 4, 5 guys like we have to lose. It just doesn't happen, especially at Wimbledon. French a little different because it's on clay. Goofy things happen on clay, but the hard court surfaces, grass. It would take something stupid to happen. And same thing with the women to a certain extent. But women do have some upsets. But, mostly on clay. Love betting underdogs at the French. Not quite as consistent on, grass as it is hardcore. But it's still, talk a little tennis here. It doesn't happen often. But it certainly doesn't happen on the men's side. So I'm pretty confident I'll just, get into the later rounds but for now.
Do you remember the movie Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Funny movie.
Do you remember Rosewood and how much he liked the artillery? Like, do you remember when Eddie Murphy, Axel said, Billy, we have to talk. Like, he liked his stuff a little bit too much. He had the rocket launcher and all that other stuff. Right. I think I might, for the 4th of July, have to name our guy Vincenzo. I think I'm going to have to name him Rosewood. I'm going to have to name him Rosewood because he's getting ready for the 4th of July. And boy, he's loaded up. He's ready to go. I'm pretty impressed with what he did.
Yeah. Interesting. He's in Jersey, and yet fireworks are illegal in Jersey. So it's kind of interesting how he's all loaded up.
Guys get things. I mean, they have to do things. To go places. It's not that far to Pennsylvania. Places to go, people to see. I go to the books all the time, seeing guys about things. Listen, this happens. This happens. What's your favorite firework? Do you like the ones that like shoot up and do all the color, or are you a big sparkler guy? Like the kids love the sparklers and things like that.
Hold the sparklers.
Yeah.
Those little firecrackers. Used to love those little firecrackers. Not a fan of those, right?
The things that just make noise, I'm not a big fan of. I need to see something. I like the colorful things that just booms. I could do without. I'm not a fan at all. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, we're both married, so we got enough of just the noise. We need more than noise.
I don't need any more noise. No more noise. No more noise.
I tell you what, whatever you do, just don't bring your dog. We were on vacation a few years back, and we went to a fireworks thing. Dog. Oh, this poor corgi. He almost had a conniption fit. Oh, this poor dog. I even felt sorry for him, and I hate dogs. Yeah, the dogs don't like fireworks. So
wait, you buried the lead. You don't like dogs?
No, I don't like dogs. I'm a cat guy. Cat and fish. Couple piranhas.
You don't like dogs?
Couple cats.
We've been doing the show all this time, and I'm just finding this out. You don't like dogs? I'm a dog guy.
Do you? Please tell me you don't drive your car with your dog in your lap like all these other bird brains.
Not in my lap. They got a seat in the back for the
Okay.
dog. That's enough.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. If I had $1 for every time I saw someone drive with his, I wanted to like pull people over. You know. Can't have that. Can't have that. So
enjoy the.
Let's
4th
go,
of July.
Angels.
Let's
Get some
go.
strikeouts. Enjoy the 4th.